Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now this week's video is going to be actually a follow-up video to last week's video where I was seeing how the PowerMac G5 right here could handle video editing. And if you watched that video and if you have not seen it, there'll be a link up in the cards as well as down below in the video description. But spoiler alert, it didn't really go so well, and I think the main reason why that was is because I was using such an old version of Final Cut Express. And I mentioned towards the end of that video that you might be able to video edit on this machine much better and much more efficiently with Linux. And that's pretty much what we're going to be trying to do today. I just kind of figured why not go back to this, see if we can do anything different with a Linux distribution here. So I have reinstalled Ubuntu Mate on this computer, which is one of the only PowerPC Linux distros that I was able to get working on here. And we're going to be seeing if we can edit video using a free open source editor called OpenShot, which I have heard is a pretty decent program. And if that doesn't work, we might look around and see if we can get one of the other many free video editors that is available on a Linux machine. So this is the exact same machine that I used in that previous video. So we're just going to launch Firefox here, and we're going to download OpenShot. I'm not sure if OpenShot works on a PowerPC computer, so that's what we're going to be finding out. Is seeing if that this editor works, or if we can find another editor that works on the PowerPC architecture. I don't know if it would make a difference, but it might, so we're just going to see here. So we're going to go to openshot.org. They did recently, I think maybe a couple months ago, they did actually release a Windows version of this. It is also available on Mac OS. So actually we might be able to do this on Mac OS, but let's see what version that it needs. So we'll X out of that there. I'm just curious what... Yeah, OS 9, or not OS 9, OS 10.9 plus, so you need to have at least Mavericks. So this would not work with Mac OS 10 Leopard, which is the maximum that this machine can support. And for Windows, if you're curious, it is only compatible with the 64-bit versions of 7, 8, and 10 and above. So we're just going to go back to Linux here. And it doesn't say that you need like an Intel machine. I'm not sure if we do. But we're just going to download and see if it even works. It might, but it might not, and we're going to have to end up finding something else. But that's just all the fun in these videos. Of course, I haven't really actually tested any of this. I don't know if it's going to work. I am hoping that it does, and I'm kind of expecting it to, because we're really doing something pretty simple. We're going to be running a Linux application on a Linux machine. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for this to download, and what I'm actually going to try to do is copy the same footage that I was trying to edit in that previous video of that like short little clip. I'm going to try to edit that in here on video and then put that into this video somehow. I might add like some basic video effects to it and see how it handles it. So we're about 30 seconds here. Alright, and we have downloaded the app image file right here. So we're going to choose an application. Do we have like a package manager on here? Does it say we need app image requires no installation? Download, make executable, and run. There's no application installed for executable files. Do you want to search for an application? Yes. Okay, so we are gonna have to download. So yeah, I didn't do like any updates and like any package installs on this installation. Because it was not recognizing the wireless driver inside of the PowerMac here during the installation. So, okay, Kaja requires to install software to open files. Executable is not supported. Alright, so I think I found like a way to kind of work around that error that was happening. I'm actually just doing like a sudo apt-get through terminal here. And I believe it is installing OpenShot. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but you see it said up here somewhere, unpacking OpenShot. So I don't know, OpenShot doc. I don't know if it's the same OpenShot editor, but it is doing something. I was like reading on, well, I mean, first of all, I opened up file info here to search for app image. It says that the app image extension just was not found, like it doesn't exist. You can see clearly here it's .app image. So I don't know really what this extension is. I think it's because when I was running it, it was giving me this error saying that it needed to install something, but I couldn't install it. I think because I am using like an actual PowerPC machine. So okay, it has installed. It's done. So if we go into accessories, sound and video, OpenShot video editor, there it is. So we'll close out of this. And look at that, OpenShot just opened right up. Isn't that wonderful? So we'll close out of all this. So we're now in the OpenShot video editor. Now from what I've heard, this is a very capable video editor, and it is very nice. It is fully open source. It is fully free. We'll just go to About here. So OpenShot 1.4.3. I don't know, what's the latest version? I don't know if this is the latest version or not. It might have installed a super old version, but let's see. Let's go to Firefox here and just double check the version. Yeah, version 2.4. So this is an old version that it downloaded. But hopefully it'll still work. So what we're gonna do is I have the flash drive with the video files. I think I still have it. Let me grab it and see if I've got this. I don't know if I yeah, I think this is the one I used. So the only thing is I guess we could do this in the front because I have all of the USB ports on the back taken up. So, oh, there's one on, no, is there one on the keyboard? Yeah, let's try that. I keep forgetting the keyboards, like the Apple keyboards have a very convenient USB port on the side, so I can just plug like the USB flash drive into it. It's really made for the mouse, but I don't have like an Apple mouse to use with it. Actually, I do, but it's not one that has 2 buttons, which is very annoying. So, okay, here it is. So this is the original MP4. We'll just open this and see if it plays this. I have a feeling that, alright, sure, we'll allow, that's fine. Now, let's just pause this really quick. Now, if you remember, in the previous video, it was having trouble even playing back this. It was like, really lagging, and it seems, yeah, it seems like it's doing the same thing. There's no volume. I don't know if it like didn't install like the sound driver or something. How do you like sound preferences? Okay, it's not going to be a huge issue. It would still work, but that's just going to make it kind of not ideal to be editing video without sound. But it is freezing. It's doing a little bit better playing it back, but it is, as you can see here, it's kind of lagging, if you can see it, like actually playing back and everything. So I don't know if it's going to work. We'll just close out of this here. Let's yeah, close out of VLC. So what we want to do is, well, actually, okay, so we've got, that was the MP4. Let's see if the AVI is just as laggy. I know I'm just kind of jumping all over the place because I keep seeing all these different things that I want to show. Yeah, the AVI is just as laggy. So what we'll do is we'll copy both of these to the desktop. Yeah, I want both of them highlighted. Copy. We'll close, actually, we'll just go to desktop, paste them there. We'll have both those files copy over. And because, I obviously don't want to edit off of the USB flash drive. So we'll let both of those copy over. And we'll see if OpenShot can handle it, because if you remember in the previous video, Final Cut Express would not even play the video. It wouldn't even import the MP4. It would import the AVI file, but it wouldn't even play it. Or no, it would. I think it would play the audio, but it wouldn't play any of the video track. So when I rendered it, it just came out as like a blank video file with just like a black screen for the whole video, but it was playing the audio. So hopefully with this, we'll be able to. I'm going to first try the MP4. We're going to import that, see if OpenShot can actually edit it, and if it can render it, and if it can make it into a video. Then I'm going to try to copy it to my computer and see if the audio was in there. So, because I have no idea if it's even able to play the audio, because there's no sound driver installed, which I just realized now, and I don't know how we're going to fix that, because I tried sudo apt-get update, and I don't know, maybe there's something else that we have to do for the sound. Let's go into the control center here. I'm going to see if we can sound. Let's see. What are, oh, these are the same sound preferences. So we've got both of these copied over. We're going to first drag the MP4 into here and see what it does. Okay, there it is. So we're going to drag this onto our timeline and play. It is playing. It's even laggier than it was during just playing the video. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to go in a terminal here and I'm going to see if we can, not yop, top. I want to see, okay, so we should be able to see here how much of the CPU and the memory that we're using. I think there's actually, if we do, let's try this here, Control C, sudo apt get, no, I don't want to eject, install htop. I think this has a little bit of a better interface, so we'll try this out. Just going to install that. Just going to set it up. And then we are going to run htop. Okay, there we go. So this is a little bit more graphical, so you can see it just a little bit better. So these are our two processor cores right here, how much that they're both using. This is our memory usage and our swap right there. So I'm going to expect the OpenShot process to spike up, and we're going to see, just by playing the video, I'm going to try to like shrink the window a little bit. Yeah, let's get down there. Okay, so we're going to shrink the window a little bit so we can get this in the frame, maybe like right there. So we're going to just play the video, and we're going to see, yeah, both the cores like immediately spike up. So we're using like 87% here, 68% on this one, and they're both spiking up. Although we're only using like 500 megabytes of the memory, which doesn't even sound right. There's 12 gigs in here total. So it's not using a whole lot of memory. But both of the CPU cores are totally maxed out. So if we have this playing and we try to go do other stuff, the whole system is going to be just pretty laggy. It's like if we try to, you know, like run Firefox here, I just have a feeling it's going to be super laggy. So like, let's go to YouTube. You know, something that you shouldn't really do while you're editing is do something else. Especially, I mean, if you have, you know, like a pretty beefy computer, you can handle, you know, doing two things at one time. But if you're, you know, going to be actually editing video in the background, and then you want to like go like play a game, or like, which I don't know why you'd want to do, or like go watch, you know, like a YouTube video at the same time, I don't know why you want to do that either. It's going to be like very difficult to do. So we'll look at my channel here. You see it's already having kind of a little bit of a, you know, lag while it's going on. One of the nice things that Final Cut Express did is when you like went out of the window, it would actually stop playing back the video. You can see here we're already getting an unresponsive script error right here. So we're just going to stop that. So just, you know, a little bit of a test. I'm not actually going to, you know, go through and like play a video or anything, because it's kind of pointless. You know, we already know it's going to be pretty unusable. But what I want to do here is, let's just grab the corner here if it will let me. Come on. Okay, we're going to drag this down. What I want to do is, and we'll just leave like this whole terminal up so you can see how much of the system resource it's using. So we'll go back to the very beginning here. What I want to do is add a transition. So let's say, let's just do, you know, a pretty simple dissolve. We'll add that to the beginning here. So when we play the video now, we should get, and you can see, a very slow dissolve because it's not really able to actually render very well. But yeah, you can see here it's even having trouble like keeping up with the time of the video. Let me just go back. Okay, so watch this like clock right here. It's having trouble counting up. I think so. Once we get past this transition, it should play back at somewhat normal speed. But the video, so like, so we're gonna get up here. It finishes. Oh, it's still having trouble even without the transition. I thought that was just the like the actual transition. It was having trouble playing back. at like, you know, like the regular speed. So we'll do that. We'll just, you know, do like some basic edits. So let's say that, you know, I like kind of messed up here. So we'll cut. Oh, I'm like so used to pressing S on Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's say you have to get on here. There we go. Slice. Okay. So it took a while to actually slice that clip, and you can see it's having trouble. Like I'm dragging it. Oh, because did I duplicate? Okay, that's probably what it was. I probably just duplicated by accident. So let's say here, you know, that I want to cut to a whole nother video. Let's say that I want to add another transition. We'll add boxes too. Why not? So we'll add that here. So now during this, you can see up here during the preview, and you can see, of course, all of our resources are, I mean, again, except for the memory, it's not using that much memory. It's only using 671 megabytes. But both of the CPU cores are pretty much maxed out. It's having trouble like even rendering this effect here. So yeah, so we're just gonna pause that, and at the end we'll do, you know, another dissolve, pretty simple transition. And okay, so I'm gonna save my project here. So we will file, save project, and we'll save it as G5 test. We'll save it to the desktop. That's actually, let's go to other here. I want to kind of create a folder. Let's go within here, create a folder, or not on the root. Let's go documents, create folder, G5 test. Alright, so that's where we want to save it to, and we're going to change it to be yeah, we don't see, this is a, like the actual source file is in 1080p. It's 1920 by 1080, 30 FPS. It automatically wants to actually render it at 720 by 480 at 2997 FPS at a 4:3 aspect ratio. So we're going to push this machine a little bit. First, we're going to do 1080p. If it fails, we'll try 720 and just, you know, like actually keep going down. So we'll do 1080p, 2997. 16:9 aspect ratio, and we'll save that project, and then we're going to go and we want to export the video. So we're going to export it as, now let's see what it wants to do for the profile. It should have the same, okay, 1080p 2997, export to video and audio. So we'll see if it renders the audio. The only way we're going to know that is when I transfer this over to my main computer. If it works, I'll actually edit it into this video so that, you know, you can see how the machine did in like actually rendering it. So we have to select, okay, so we'll do Blu-ray, ABC, HD. Actually, can we do a web? That would probably be better. YouTube HD. Oh, we can only do 720. Oh, I don't want to do 720. I want to do 1080. Can we change? Can Vimeo? Maybe you can't do it. Like maybe you have to do DVD quality. I don't know what the resolution. Can we just do all? There we go. All formats. Okay, we want an MP4 at 1080p 2997 quality high. I want the highest quality possible. Actually, I want H.264. So quality high. So okay, these are, you know, the pretty standard settings that most people use when they're rendering video for the web. I use this. I use MP4, H.264, 1080p, 30 FPS, or 60 FPS. You know, actually depending on what video that I'm going to be rendering. So this looks all, you know, pretty set up here. We'll export the video, and we'll see what it does. I expect this to spike up even more. So you see both the cores are being pretty much fully utilized here. And it is exporting right there. I have a feeling this is going to take, you know, a little while to like actually edit this because of the speed of this computer. On my computer, which is, you know, a very high-end machine, I can actually render, like if I have a 30-minute video, it'll take 15 minutes to actually render it. So it's sort of, you know, like a 2-to-1 speed ratio, I guess you could say, if I'm saying that right. So I can render the video in like twice the amount of time that the video is actually in length. So this, I have a feeling, is going to take, this is what, let's go back here and see how long this video is. This is a does it say like the length of the video? I guess we're gonna have to open it. I don't really want to open it because I have a feeling it's going to like just not work. Okay, so it's a 1 minute 16-second video. So this is going to take a while for it to render. Actually, I mean, you know, on a modern computer, this would be done, pretty quickly. But you can see here it's having trouble. So I am going to I'm going to set a timer. So let's go to Google here on my main PC. We're going to set a timer, or a stopwatch rather. We'll start that, and we'll see how long that it takes to render, if it even finishes. I don't know if this thing is even going to finish, but I have a feeling it's going to take way longer than I was actually anticipating it to take. So yeah, I'm just going to pause the video here. I will come back once it's finished rendering, if it actually finishes rendering, and we'll see what the results are. Alright, so we are back, and you can see that it was finally able to export the file, the G5 test.mp4 that I named it. It took over an hour to render this 1 minute 16-second video. And I don't even know if it actually rendered the video to where it's watchable, but we're gonna find out. But I was able to like actually time it, and it took about 1 hour and 11 minutes for it to render this video. So let's actually try to watch the video clip here. Again, there's going to be no audio because of the fact that this this installation did not install the audio drivers. So we're gonna, oh, and look at that, it didn't even render the video again. It did the same exact thing that oh no, maybe that was just VLC being weird. Yeah, it's having trouble playing this back. It does not like this. Let me try to force quit this, or just close it and try to reopen it here. How do I want to force quit. I guess it just did it for us. Okay, let's try to reopen it again. And yeah, so you can see down here that the playhead is actually, well, you can't really see because the camera's freaking out. But the playhead down, I don't know why it always does this. You can see that it is moving, but nothing, like there's no video. But I guess when it finishes loading the whole thing, because when I scrubbed all the way over here, you can see, yeah, here's part of that one transition that we did, that I added into it. Let me fix the camera here. So yeah, it's having a hard time playing this back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this video to a USB drive, put it over to my computer, and see if my, like my main computer can play the video, or if it just ended up being corrupted. I'm not sure. Alright, so here we are on my main computer. Yes, I'm going to be doing it this way because, I've already, got the whole camera set up, so I'm not going to really bother with actually screen capturing right now. I'm going to try to use my left hand to open this file here, because I'm using my right hand with the camera right now. So we got G5 test.mp4. Alright, so here is some test footage that I am recording that's going to be edited from within Final Cut Express here. And you can't hear the audio because it's coming through my headset, but it is playing it. And it seems to be, let me turn it down here, it seems to be playing it at regular speed. So there's the fade right there that comes in. And you can see it's playing back at full speed. That like mouse cursor was able to move perfectly fine. If we scrub down here, okay, here's that other effect that we did, perfectly rendered, just fine. If I skip to the end here, you can see here's me going in like OS 10 here, and going through all these menus. It should, or I mean, I should do it at some point. And it just randomly like went dark. I don't know, or I guess that was on the video with the screen. But yeah, you can see I'm going into all these about boxes, moving the mouse cursor around. Everything seems to be going at fluid speed, or I guess it's going like it's in fluid motion, like it's at full speed. So yeah, it does work. It does produce the video with audio. playing back at full speed, just the actual G5 cannot play it back at full speed, and it takes an hour to render. So I guess like our final conclusion, can the G5 handle video editing? Well, yes, but it's not the most ideal way to edit video. You know, at least 1080p 30 fps video. Maybe if you're doing something like that's not in HD, you know, maybe 480p, it might handle that a little bit better. But yeah, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this follow-up video to my original video on this topic. I hope, you know, that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the near future. As always, guys, I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.